Moisés Caicedo officially became the most expensive transfer in Premier League history. Like this video, and how do you feel, Breton, with this?
I'm flabbergasted, Alex. I honestly love Moises Caicedo. Loved him at Independiente. Liked him coming up with the Ecuadorian teams. But my goodness, the most expensive ever. Ever. And we've got a blockbuster summer that's obviously not ahead of us. There's still more time left. But we've had, Declan Rice. We've had Moises Caicedo. We've got, we'll talk about it in a little bit, Harry Kane going to Bayern Munich.
Yes!
And we've got, I'm sorry, I'm missing one more. What's the other 100 one?
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, there it is. That's
Jude
a big
Bellingham.
one. So Moises Caicedo, I get there's an English tax here. I get there's a Premier League tax. Moises Caicedo is more expensive than Jude Bellingham. I love Moises Caicedo, but they are paying for potential.
And Declan Rice.
Yeah.
He's younger than Declan Rice.
Sure.
But he's not younger than Bellingham.
Yeah.
He's not younger than Bellingham.
No.
I think, honestly, Liverpool were pressured towards getting Moisés Caicedo or a top-rated midfielder to play in the Premier League. Everybody was literally saying the same thing. You didn't pay up for a player like Declan Rice. You didn't pay up for a player like Lavia when it was needed. Boy, oh boy, Klopp took that personally. FSG took that personally, and they paid for Moisés Caicedo. And Moisés Caicedo, McAllister Szoboszlai, is this the most entertaining midfield in the Premier League, Breton?
Well, it's basically 2/3 Brighton. So, yeah, and pretty soon Klopp is going to get replaced by De Serbi, too, right? That's bound to happen. Is it not?
Look, Klopp deserves it, though. If there's a Premier League manager that deserves a Moisés Caicedo blockbuster deal, it's Klopp. But ironically, Klopp, a couple of years back, said no player is worth 100 million. And now he has the most expensive
they
signing.
are a changing.
Thank you, FSG.
Yeah. No, but here's the crazy part. I mean, you and I have talked extensively about Brighton's transfer policy and pretty much how amazing it has been. Moises Caicedo came into Brighton's setup for 5 or 6 million euros, okay? Within 6 months or so, this was only 2.5 years ago, I might add. Within 6 months or so, he was sent out on loan to the Belgian Pro League, to one of the worst teams in the league. I believe it was Beerschot. I still remember the picture of him in this really purple, looking like a grape, this really purple jersey, okay? He's called back, and then he gets his first shot in the Brighton team. And before you know it, not even a year and a half later, this guy nets Brighton well over 100 million in profit. I mean,
127 million in euros, 110 million pounds, and Brighton in this past year, not counting the sell of Graham Potter, because that cost Chelsea money,
20.
With players, they have gotten 389 million pounds in this past year, counting Caicedo, Cucurella, McAllister, Bissouma, Trossard, Sanchez going to Chelsea, Dan Burn, and Mopé for 12 million. So that is 380 million. And that is masterclass deals by Brighton.
It's like every Premier League club is currently financing Brighton's way to become a super club of some sort. It's just this injection of cash for players that haven't been there more than 18 months.
Changing.
And listen, do I think Moises Caicedo can grow into this price tag? Yes.
What do you mean grow? Become a starter in the next 10 years for Liverpool.
Right, but what is going to, with all the players, with all the opportunities that Liverpool have missed, which you had laid out previously, why now? Like, why was there this tick that said, we have to get this done, we have to get this done? And how was it kept secret if this was, it feels like a desperation hurl to make sure that midfield does not collapse once again.
I agree.
And in the end, they're going to be left with, 70 million plus for Szoboszlai, right? The cut rate fee for McAllister at 40 million, and then you've got 120 plus for Caicedo. I mean, this is an expensive midfield, but it's also an expensive midfield, and I mean this with as much respect as possible. Absolutely. But it is an extensive midfield that has done
with
nothing.
Injuries in the past to a couple
right.
of players.
But they've done nothing yet. So it is. It's all that money for promise.
For potential, yes.
And it's very different than buying Harry Kane for 100 million.
I agree.
Very different.
I agree. But with potential comes risk too.
Yeah.
And if McAllister, Caicedo, Szoboszlai become the players that I have hope they will, look, it makes sense for Liverpool to pay this season. We did the Premier League predictions. Please go check out that video on YouTube, okay? And you have Liverpool in second.
I do.
And having Liverpool in second with a Moises Caicedo deal happening the day after. Boy, oh boy, you must be happy, mate.
I am. I think I got lucky there. We'll see.
And let's see. But put down below your comments about Moises Caicedo. What do you think about this deal? But it wasn't the only blockbuster deal. And if you clicked in the thumbnail, you know Harry Kane is finally, well, if Daniel Levy lets him go to that airplane in the airport this morning, the news is stating he doesn't let him go, Daniel Levy, which is mad. Just accept the 100 million plus 20 that Fabrizio said, here we go, 120 million for Harry Kane. How do you feel, Harry Kane to Bayern Munich?
Well, better than Daniel Levy, I guess. I mean, you're going to get all this money.
He still doesn't accept it.
One last power trip.
Oh,
He's got to have one last power trip. I own you, Harry. No, Harry Kane, he deserves this. I think you and I might have made the wrong assumption that Harry Kane really wanted that Alan Shearer, wanted that Premier League, that going down in history as the Premier League all-time scorer, and you're going to tell me that it can still happen?
Look, 2-3 years at Bayern.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, Lewandowski left Bayern, a player that physically, he was very aware of his body. Players change at Bayern Munich physically.
Yeah, fair enough.
What if we see Harry Kane, an absolute beast, physically? But the thing about Harry Kane that I find interesting, the two best English players in the world currently, in my opinion, are Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane. Maybe you could put Rashford and Saka in that discussion. But Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane both are playing outside of England.
It's true.
And that's a huge positive because they're playing for two teams that have mad football heritage, in which it's Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, respectively.
And there's one thing that this Harry Kane thing does. It makes Bayern Munich a bona fide Champions League contender.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say favorite.
Top three.
I will not say favorite, but a contender. Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
But the other thing you have to look at is the Harry Kane profile and kind of what he has grown into these past few seasons, having to do a lot of the playmaking as well as the goal scoring. That fits in so well with Bayern Munich. It's scary. It really is scary. And I guess rest in peace any thought that Bayern might be vulnerable to a Dortmund, Leipzig, Leverkusen attack this season.
Leipzig is doing some moves. Up in the
not Harry Kane moves.
Not Harry Kane moves. Harry Kane will become the top goal scorer of the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
But we all know Openda, Šeško, they'll have something to say. And Haller in a full season, that will be interesting.
We'll talk about
Harry Kane. But Harry Kane, yes, the Golden Boot video.
But here's what I love.
Subscribe to FC Wonder.
Kane and Son, right? That is now going to be replaced by Kane and Musiala. The interplay between those two.
Muller.
But come on, I'm thinking forward. Let's not go back in the past, Alex. No, but you got two wingers, three wingers between Sane, Coman, and Gnabry and Harry Kane. There, it's a lot to process right now. This is a lot for a Friday morning in Portugal.
And it's just started. It's just started, and the Premier League's gonna get started too with Burnley, Man City. Mad hyped about that.
Yes.
But I want to say with Bayern Munich, this Harry Kane transfer was absolutely necessary, not just for the team sporting wise, obviously it is, but for the reputation of Bayern Munich. They were rejected by Declan Rice. Yeah. They were rejected by Kyle Walker, as it seems. He's going to stay at Man City. And David Raya, too, supposedly didn't choose to move to Bayern Munich. So now, getting Harry Kane makes them, and I completely agree with you with that, Champions League contenders. Harry Kane and Min-Jae Kim are world-class signings done by Bayern Munich. Min-Jae Kim with De Ligt, unreal. Musiala with Lewandowski will be unreal. Bayern Munich have done it to be a contender for the Champions League.
Sure.
And my last thing too, Kane, since the departure of Lewandowski, the best replacement possible that Bayern Munich can get, we all know who it was. It was Harry Kane. And they did that. Yeah. They showed they are committed to win European silverware. And that is scary when Thomas Tuchel is your manager with something to prove.
Now, let's look at the flip side of this. Spurs, I'm going to say it.
They're getting Taremi?
Well, maybe, but I think what they get is they get closure. And they get paid for that closure, and they can use that to build a future. And I think Big Ange is a person, you know.
You remember how they used that bail money, though, Bretson?
Well, yes, but Big Ange is different. Okay, although expect some K-League and J-League stars coming in soon because he really reworked Celtic. That's for sure.
That's a fact.
But Big Ange will, I think, be able to spend this a whole lot more properly.
Central striker,
But,
15 million potential.
Maybe. Well, Alejo Veliz is a great addition. I think he's an addition for the future. But we will see there. I mean, Richarlison's going to get his chances. So we are going to find out whether or not Richarlison can, I don't know, be what he was for Everton for Spurs. But I think it's more likely they'll dip in. I don't think. Are they going to desperately dip in?
I think Taremi. They're definitely going to get a striker, Bretson. And I think
by the end of the summer.
By the end of this summer. If Harry Kane is leaving, it's because they have very close talks already to finalize another striker.
Santiago Jimenez was on the docket, but that's not happening because he extended with Feyenoord, which I think is the right move for him. Yeah, that is a. But beyond that, Vlahovic is a pipe dream.
No,
you don't think so?
Vlahovic is not going to happen. Not going to.
I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just saying.
To talk
I'm
already sorry. I'm already not going to happen.
You want to drop a lot of money on someone because
Taremi's the most likely striker to replace Harry Kane.
It'd be a good first start.
Taremi's underrated. Taremi's 31. It has to be now. It's now or never. And Porto will only accept 25 to 30 million. It's like a lower scale Harry Kane deal in the sense of Taremi only has 1 year in his contract too, just like Harry Kane. And he will have an immediate impact knowing how to play in the Champions League too. But Santiago Jimenez, that would be a bold deal, but they will have to pay up 50 million. 50 million to get Santiago Jimenez. But let's wait and see. People, tell us down below what are your thoughts about Harry Kane going to Bayern Munich. What are your thoughts about Caicedo becoming the most expensive signing in Prem history? All happening on the same day, Branson.
It's crazy.
My days. And make sure you subscribe to FC Wonder Kid because we're going to have Premier League all-time 11, La Liga all-time. We're going to have top 5, top 10 strikers, top 10 center backs. So much to talk about. We're Bretson's here, and we are going bold, people. And if you're listening until now, thank you so much for going bold, community.